Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, my friends. Welcome. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Thanks for coming, everyone. Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Hare. Amy, welcome. Freddie, Evo, Lalita Madhava. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. I'm learning so much how Krishna works. Man, it's unbelievable. It's so amazing. Wow. Maybe I'll share a few things as time goes on here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. And why it works here and why it doesn't work here. That's important to know how to get this to work, perfectly. So everybody gets the desired result quickly as possible. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Okay, I'm going to talk about it actually. Anyway, this is what Krishna's showing me, through like persons like Karuna or so many people. Basically, there was this pastime. We talked about this before. The brahmachari, who couldn't get into the kirtan of Lord Chaitanya, and so anyway, he got in by Srivas snuck him into the kirtan. Yeah. Don't let the sun go down on me. Mm. So anyway, the brahmachari couldn't get in kirtan, so he thought, obviously, look at this. I'm austere, I'm renounced, and all this. And Srivas, a simple Brahmin, yeah, he gets in. The Lord likes him. He likes he gets into the kirtan, and I can't get in. He's locked the door. So he keeps petitioning Srivas. Now he's a brahmachari in a higher stature too. See? So so finally Srivas says, "Okay, I'll get you in. You're a renounced, you're a milk drinker. You don't eat vegetables, so you're definitely qualified." But he's probably joking around, sarcastic, or maybe not. Maybe he thought he had the qualification. See, but the Lord always wants to show these very subtle things, very subtle, very true, very subtle, very conclusive. So, everybody, if you can listen to this, you can understand the secret of how to get the desired result, the ultimate goal of life, love of God. Because that was the Lord's intention, is to teach this. And he showed this to me even more clearly than he has already. It's really, yeah. Yeah. So I have to thank Karuna for this, because it really, like he said, he's using, the Lord's using him as an example. It's true. Yeah. So, yeah. So anyway, he sneaks him in the kirtan, and he's hiding there, and the Lord is dancing around, and he's ecstatic for a long time. But then he goes, all of a sudden, why do I not feel ecstatic? Is there somebody in here that shouldn't be in here? And then Srivas says, yes, Lord. I snuck this person in here. He's a sinless Brahmin. He only drinks milk, doesn't eat vegetables. He's very renounced. I brought him in because I felt he was qualified. And the Lord says, what? He's not qualified. You call that qualified? What? He's a renounced, proud, because a lot of sannyasis are around, so they got this quality of pride. But he didn't actually, but he wanted to teach this lesson. Get him out of here, man. I don't want him spoiling my kirtan. So they dragged him out, man. And then the Lord pointed his finger. He says, you can't get a relationship with me that way. He says, it's only those who surrender to me. Okay? Then I give my very self to them. See? Those who surrender to me. Now, this is what people are not clear about, and why I'm getting more clear about this all the time. And you'll probably see this too and understand what he means, how to surrender to that Lord. See? So, those who surrender to me, then I give my very self to them. Okay? Well, this brahmachari actually, in a sense, had surrendered to the Lord by surrendering to his devotees, saying, "Oh, listen, I'm a Brahmin, I'm a brahmachari. I have a higher stature than you, but really, you have a relationship with the Lord. Only by your mercy can I get this relationship." See? So the Lord is over and over again in his pastimes of Lord Caitanya showed this thing, surrendering to his devotees get you into this relationship. I know I've spoken about this so many times, but it cannot be emphasized more. Um, and why it doesn't work if you try to surrender to a person who's not really a devotee, where their heart, the Lord has not given himself to them. It doesn't work. And that's why you don't see ecstatic love. See? Because the way of surrender to the Lord is through his actual devotee, surrendering to their word, to their concept, to their teachings. Not this surrendering to the body idea, is surrendering to what they're preaching. Just like Karuna is, in a sense, an example of that, is saying, I don't want to be like a yes man like you. I have my own ideas. Yeah. See, but he doesn't have ecstatic love because he's not surrendering to the word. He doesn't get that he's not convinced. See, but yet you see those who are and this is not artificial. Everyone needs to come to this place to see that the Lord, when He authorizes somebody, that what they say is very true, what they say is very real, what they say is very conclusive. See, and worthy to accept. Just like they say, you read the scriptures. You need to meet a book Bhagavat. I mean, a devotee Bhagavat. Otherwise, you're not really accepting the book Bhagavat fully. Maybe in name, oh yeah, I believe in Bhagavatam. But then the devotee Bhagavat comes and preaches the real conclusive truth of the book, and you don't accept. See, that's like Karuna's an example in that way. He's saying, I don't accept. You know, I have my own ideas. See, and that's why you see he doesn't have ecstatic love, but you see those who are accepting in their heart these conceptions being preached. The Lord has given Himself to them because that's how you surrender. You surrender to the Word. The Word made flesh is through the actual bona fide representative, and then you're surrendered to the message, which is not a bitey one. It's the principles and teachings of the confidential teachings of Lord Chaitanya. And very quickly, when you're in your heart accepting these teachings coming from a bona fide source, what do you get? You get a Lalita Ganga. You got a Govinda. You get a Janaki. You get those who are lifted in ecstasy. You get like um, what do you call it? Amy. You see the progress Shama Sundari is making because of this acceptance from her heart, not blindly, but by learning, checking it out and learning how it's working and how it doesn't work, and the false egos, and the process. See, so everybody, according to where the word is germinating inside, and as it bears fruit, fructifies. See, it fructifies because of acceptance of the word, really from your heart. I mean, I'm actually doing this myself. I've been grappling with this also, and the word the Lord shows me. I appreciate it. I love it, and it's my the realizations that are in the parampara, as they are so beautiful and so wonderful, worthy for me. To me, it's my guide. It's my, like I was saying, keeps you on track. See, and those who end up having a different opinion, like those others I named, Mahavirya, Meena. See, they have different opinions, and who else? My ex-wife. They all come to different opinions. And what happens? They don't get this ecstatic devotion, or they maybe got a taste of it, and then it just dries up. It disappears. See, because the Lord retracts. Oh, I see. You don't accept my devotee. You want to do your own thing on your own way, and not. You don't accept these teachings. You have another opinion. Okay, you're a part of the false followers. See, everybody read chapter 12, Adi Lila. The false followers. They don't follow the path of praying. You could see we're following the path of praying. We stay on that path of praying, which gives us a proper realization. See, proper realization is you never leave a bhakti guru. Prabhupada even taught that. He knocked a devotee off the sand dune and said, hey, don't do this to your bhakti guru. Don't be a Mayavadi. That's what Mayavadis do. So in Vaishnavism, there are a lot of people with Mayavadi intelligence. See, even here, you see that Karuna. Karuna has got that idea, and they all, once the guru goes, they all worm their way in and try to be they want to be like the guru. They want them to follow their way. See? And that's just kind of how it is. Now I'm trying to help Karuna and anybody else get through this one because it's unclear to most people. It was unclear when Prabhupada was here. It was clear enough. It was clear to him, I'm sure, but you can't really do a lot about it because he had like so many thousands of disciples. But here we can do something about it. But those who develop the love are the ones who become surrendered to the word. They come to accept it in their heart. See, and then they become on the word. They end up imbibing Guru Tattva, and they teach that by their own example. It's like Lalita Ganga. You could see she's not going to leave this path, but look how much ecstasy is growing all the time. Why? Because she's showing what the Lord was teaching, how to surrender to him. See, now the Lord surrenders to her because she's coming the proper way. She's an example. Now that's guru, being an example of the path. Isn't everyone on the path of prema? You follow my path in all respects. No, no. See, that's why you got to hear more. No, not everybody is on the path of prema. It's good. Good question. Absolutely not. See, everyone follows. So here, I'll explain it. See, and as you get purified, you'll understand all of these things. It's very clear. You start to see. You understand Maya Tattva by the mercy of the Vaishnavas and their writings, and living Vaishnavas, especially if they're here in this world, that or you meet them, or from a previous life, because they're very rare to find people who understand these things really clearly. So everyone follows my path in all respects. Broad, the broad understanding. If you follow the path of Mayavad, that was designed by the Lord too for a person of a certain mentality. That's all they're qualified for. That's all they can understand. If you follow Buddhism, that's what they're qualified. They're attracted to that. See, Krishna says, "I'm the super soul in the heart." See, and situate. I direct their wandering. So if they're faithful in something, I direct them, I inspire them, and they make progress. But how fast is the key. So bhakti is the royal path. The prema is the royal path. The Lord Chaitanya wants to give this path of prema to people of the world, but you have to go the way he set it up. And only his intimate associates know. See, it's very similar with Prabhupada's godbrothers. They are not as qualified as him. I can't say everyone, but most. That he mentioned. He said, they they had little different ideas, and it's not like it's Prabhupada had his own idea. It's the ideas of the intimate associates of the Lord are different of those who are less intimate. They're also following the Lord's path. Maybe there's a little tainted speculations and stuff in their ideas. Just like, for example, Sridhar Maharaj. Sridhar Maharaj, he appointed an acharya. They got together and they appointed an acharya. Prabhupada disagreed. Why? Because he's conclusive. I teach the same thing. I teach what Prabhupada teaches. You don't appoint an acharya. Acharya is self-effulgence. They arise due to the mercy of Krishna. See, when you see an acharya arise, and you can't even see them very easily because you got to hear for a while. When acharya arises, you hear and get purified and all this, and then you start to feel lifted spiritually. Your spirit is lifted. See, spirit of devotion lifted, and then you can recognize a real acharya. You got to be purified. None of these gurus recognize a real acharya. Many of them just recognize Prabhupada because he was powerful. Because he was doing like Lord Chaitanya. He was practicing like regulative devotion, more or less. He didn't do it perfectly because, he was different. He didn't have to follow perfectly, but he taught regulative devotional service, be a Brahmin, do the Gayatri, chant your little mantras. See, and people were attracted. They thought, all right, we can do that. We can understand that. And like Lord Chaitanya. And so Lord Chaitanya did that. He attracted people. But was that his deeper heart? No. His deeper heart is what we're preaching here. He's an ecstatic personality like Nityananda. So now it's time for more of a Nityananda thing. Yeah. You're not a stupid fool there, Vivo. You're intelligent. Krishna, Nishingadev has given you intelligence to be here, to hang out with us. That's intelligent, man. To appreciate, you know. He's looking at the mood, man. Affection. Yeah. So that's how it really. That's why you see it works in certain devotees. It's fructifying the love of God because a person comes. You see, Lalita Ganga went through a lot of stuff too. She was purifying a lot, and River and devotees. Even Govinda was going through stuff. A lot of, yeah. So it fructified really quite fast in them because they really felt that surrender to Guru, and so the Lord got them through it pretty quick. Not everybody's at different stages of that. Some they come and the word goes right in and they're lifted, right up. They know it's their faith is just strong. It just is what it is. Some people have to grapple with doubts and all this stuff. Yeah. So that's really the essence, and that if people can understand what I'm saying here, you, if you understand it well, then you can understand the real path. This is the quick path. Yeah. So the Lord is designing paths for everybody because everything is connected with Him, whether people know it or not. It doesn't. I was I was listening to this song. I wanted to put it on the thing today. This song was so fantastic, man. It was from the Dirty Dance. It's so funny, Dirty Dancing. That movie, Dirty Dancing. What's the name of that song? But anyway, I was listening. I thought, man, this is so Radha and Krishna. It's between man and woman, right? But if you put it to Radha and Krishna, it's so conclusive about two spiritual bodies and falling in love with God and all of that. And I've always in those teenage songs. That's why I know my relationship with the Lord. Like a no brainer. It's like I love that, man. I just love that love between man and woman in in the spiritual aspect with Radha and Krishna. It's so pure, it's so wonderful. And you can see why the Lord loves it too. It's just so fantastic. That's why people love it. These romantic songs, they still go on, man. They just people they're everything is about man and woman and love, between man and woman, because it makes the world go around, gives inspiration. Now, when you get that going with God, it doesn't have the edge that it has in the world because this is not really pure. It gives happiness and distress, a lot of it. This love affair with God is so beautiful, and it's you got to be with devotee. You got to get purified to begin to understand something like this, really. But devotees, if they listen to songs like that, they see, this is so beautiful. That's so just how I feel, with Krishna. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I see this thing. What's the name of that song? Let me find that song here. Yeah, the time of my life. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Let me know if you can still. Can you still hear me now? Can you hear me? Let me know. You love that song too, huh? Not that one. Some of those songs might be a little kinky. I don't know. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, so here's some of the lyrics. Let's just see. I'll just give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Let's see here. Maybe I can put the tab up here. Let's see. Yeah, let me see if I can put the tab up here. I can look at it. Share the screen. Screen share. Yeah. Okay. So here's the song. We'll just look at the lyrics. I'm gonna keep the sound off. Okay, what happened here? I don't know what happened. I had the. Let's try it again here. Time of my life. Okay, maybe this will work. Let's try this here. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. How can I? Okay, okay. God darn it, man! I just want to stop the thing. It's so conclusive, man. So let's put it like this here. Okay, yeah. So the time of my life, when what? This is why Vrindavan is so fantastic. The relationships there, because when when you get this mercy and you start to connect with the Lord, it's like I've never felt this way before. That is the perfect. See, this is basically Radharani in her step down version in the material world. Okay, it's that truth, and a devotee who experiences the essence of that in the spiritual consciousness dimension. It's like this. I've never felt this way before. It is so fantastic. It is wonderful. This relationship with God, it is unbelievable. So the songs in the world are so attractive to people because they feel that way in the worldly sense. They see a beautiful woman or man and they fall, oh, this is a time of my life. See? But after you're in a relationship for a while with man or women, you see there's some downsides. A lot of breakups too, right? Divorces, breakups, sometimes crimes of passion, many things. See, but when you have this with God, oh man, it is fantastic. So God, especially as Krishna, which is the personal manifestation of the Lord. See? So, and you see, I swear this is the truth. I love that. See, that is the conclusive truth. See, that's meant to be for the Lord. You can swear all you want that this is the truth to some man or woman. After all, you know how many times I've sworn that when I fell in love with a woman, and how many times a woman has sworn that to another man, and then they left him. I mean, it's just the way the world is. It's just got its downsides, and then you're all bonded. Oh my God, it is like, and then you're separated. Then it's painful to see the Ras of separation. There's a kind of separation in the spiritual dimension, but it's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's clean, it's pure, and it enhances the meeting again. Okay? Oh, great. So let's see what else they has to say in this one. And this is another part. I owe it all to you. Okay? See, I owe it all to you. See, so this personal relationship we have with man and woman, when you awakened, you see that the shadow. It's like I owe it all to you. It's because of my love for you. You see how it's man or woman, it because of their body, associating with their body, their beautiful body, beautiful form, maybe nice personality too. You know, their beautiful features and all of that. You become awakened, but it's not really spiritual. It's material, and you think, "Wow, I've never felt in love like this," and it's I owe it all to you. See, ultimately, that's meant to be God. If you want to go back to Godhead and have a transcend all of these pastimes in the world, this is meant to be on the Lord. And a devotee that's awakened always, I owe it all to you. Okay? And actually, to get to that stage of owing it all to them, if you're not there already, a person, you go through the bona fide process that's taught here. When you're awakened by a bona fide spiritual master, you feel that I owe it all to my Gurudev. Do you know this? Isn't Lalita preach like that? Doesn't Johann preach like that? Doesn't Janaki preach like that? Doesn't Govinda preach like that? Look at their consciousness. It's spiritualized. See? And they know if they were trying to go directly to have this, they wouldn't have done it. It's happened because of their contact with a bona fide guru. I'm not here to make it like, oh, because I'm so great. No, it's just the process. The Lord has appointed this. He's appointed as a bona fide person here to teach the real bhakti process, and it works. See, so in Vrindavan, they're awakened. See, and so they have a direct relationship with the Lord now. See, now to get there, the person that is awakened, they say, I owe it all to my Gurudev. And what does that do? Think about it. That shows other people in the world the real process of also entering into direct relationship with Radha and Krishna. You get this because of the bona fide spiritual master and the Vaishnavas, the real Vaishnavas. See, by their association, we can enter into this intimate, direct relationship with Radha and Krishna. Otherwise, not. And when you're awakened, that's what you preach. You stand up for that, and the rest of the world finds, oh, I got to go through the door for that. I thought I could go directly to God. See, but when they do that, they don't get there. See, all the little demon obstacles come, and the putanas come and say, oh yeah, look at me, man, I'm Guru Dev, and they're not really. Again, that's a path designed by God for those who are refusing or they can't understand how to go the way that I'm preaching right here to you and everybody else. See? Even some people like Karuna, he's not quite understanding that either. He will. So father and son, simple, disciplic line. Yeah. Yeah. See, so that's why you see the conclusive understanding is like chapter 1 of Adi Lila. When one is ready to be delivered, the Lord comes as the bona fide spiritual master, not only through him, as the Lord says, hey, man, this is my instrument, man. This is me. I consider this me. See this person, what's the difference between the sun and the sun ray? Yeah, just the quantity is there's a ray and it's connected to the sun, simultaneously one and different in that sense. See? So And this helps the living entities learn the path of how to surrender to God quickly. Yeah. Otherwise, you'll be waiting around like Narayan Raj says for many lifetimes before you learn. See, I'm telling them how you can do it now. They can't. They couldn't do it because it wasn't quite up to par yet. He wasn't chosen to do this, no matter what anybody says, because he didn't do it. We do it. So there, obviously, this is a chosen thing. He, we have 3 or 4 or 5 people, maybe more, that have fructification of love of God here. He doesn't even have one. I haven't seen one person in the Sangha, I would say, has a fructification of love of God. I've seen them have austerities, which he preached, renunciation, which he preached, rules and regulations, which he preached, you know, that kind of stuff. But pure love of God, not even one. And I say honestly, and if anybody wants to from that group wants to come and prove it, I mean, I don't have any problem proving here. We'll just sit together and chant. Let's see where spontaneous love awakens. I don't have any problem with that. Why should they have any problem with it? I'll tell you why. Because they don't have it, and they're afraid they're going to be found out if they even know that. And that goes for all of them, all of these gurus and their followers. I playfully challenge them all. Come here and let's see who's a real representative of Radha and Krishna Vrindavan, who's a real representative of Lord Chaitanya. I openly challenge the whole sampradaya, and you'll see, not even one will come. I've checked out enough of these persons to know. I mean, and if anybody wants to prove me wrong, fine. I would love it. I would love to see somebody coming here and sitting with us and chanting the holy names. And let's see who the Lord is choosing to give himself to. Because if he's given himself to somebody, there'll be the signs and the symptoms about what I've been teaching everybody for years here. There'll be the signs in the book. Tears will be pouring out of their eyes sometimes, choking of the voice, laughing, crying. See, these kinds of symptoms. But that you don't see nowhere except here. I've seen it in some of the disciples of some of these gurus, like say Gadimar. She has one lady, but she's not clear. See, she believes that, and therefore they suppress her a lot. They don't really welcome that because he can't. He's not purified in the heart, and she doesn't listen to this word, so she's stuck there because she doesn't understand. See? She doesn't accept this teaching. See, we never even seen her. I remember she's not our friend anymore and all that. Who knows? There should be no reason for that other than not having the proper understanding we're teaching here. Can you imagine? Here Gadi Maharaj has a woman has prone to that ecstasy, and because people talk to her and tell her this, and he probably tells her this and that, she can't come here and develop that ecstatic devotion. It's unfortunate in a sense, but it just is what it is. We're fighting for the lives of people, for the ecstatic lives of people, for their awakening and their cultivation of that. So a wise friend said it is better to stay alone in Kali Yuga. Well, it depends. See, it depends on what platform you are. If you're a neophyte, better to have a blind uncle, because at least persons just following Vaidhi principles is something. It could be helpful. So if you stay alone and you don't have that association of some kind of devotees, then you'll probably really go into the world maybe, I don't know. You know, you have to have some kind of spiritual association with somebody. You know. Now, if you're a Majjamadikari means love of God is awakened in your heart and you're beyond the neophyte stage. So neophytes can't really add anything to you. The only ones who can are Majjamadikaris or Uttamadikaris. Majjamadikaris will be, maybe not so clear about the principles, but I mean, really clear. But they know that God's love. They know God's love. A lot of Christians are like this. They don't know some of the deeper principles, but they're ecstatic and they hang out with them. I spent like a month with them, living with them, like really close, and I seen how it was. Um, in Vaishnavism, very few Majjham. I don't know if there's very few, even Majjham. These gurus, most all of them are neophytes. Really, truly, people can't tell what is a neophyte and what isn't. Only when you have love of God. See, Majjamadikari is taught in the Shastras, the real Majjamadikari, not the external one. The external one is you get a Brahmin thread and you put the banana in the fire. That's external bhakti. That's like you become a Brahmin or something, qualified to study the Veda. You don't understand them, but you know that's external. Real Majjamadikari has love of God is awakened in their heart by association with either a Majjamadikari or an Uttamadikari. The Majjamadikari has love of God. Like I have disciples here. See, these disciples, some people they come and they're lifted in their association. They feel ecstatic love. See? Why? Because they're at least Majjamadikaris. See? And as their knowledge develops by ecstatic worship, I see the symptoms like in Lalita, and her knowledge is developing, and in others also. As you're following the path of prema. Now you become Uttamadikari. You become able to understand the conclusions of the Vedas very clearly and preach them, and not be bamboozled by these others preaching something different. Uh, Now I had the time of my life. No, I never felt like this before. Yes, I swear it's the truth. And I owe it all to you because I've had the time of my life and I owe it all to you. Exactly. That is so conclusive when it's applied to Radha and Krishna. Yeah, devotee naturally feels that way. And when you're awakened by a bona fide guru, when you see that song, you'll understand the same thing. You'll think, yeah, I owe it all to my Guru Dev because it wouldn't have happened with a direct relationship. See? And that's what Krishna wants the world to know. Otherwise, it'll be a many lifetime thing for you. And still, you have to go the way we preach. In many lifetimes, you're doing all your things, and eventually, you got to realize, I got to go to the door. That's the intimate associate of the Lord. Anyway, that's all here now. You can, if you got sufficient brain stuff, you can figure it out. So, what else we got? I've been waiting for you so long. Now I finally found someone to stand by me. There you go. See, conclusive. Isn't that amazing? In the lusty songs is when it's applied to Krishna, it's conclusive. You see, Swarb Damodar taught this. He says Maya is indirectly glorifying the supreme absolute truth. When you're realizing the true self, you see all these things. You see, wow, Maya is glorifying indirectly, you know, directing it to the externals, but it's actually ultimately glorifying God. See? Because inside of a man and woman is the Lord, right? So they're always you need the absolute truth. It cannot nothing cannot exist without being some connection with God, with Radha and Krishna. So you see, that's why you see the dynamics there. I've been waiting so long for you. This is We've all been waiting so long to be connected with the Lord again. See? I finally found somebody to stand by me. See, somebody, some spiritual body. That's what we're supposed to have with God. This somebody, this some spiritual body is a supreme absolute truth to stand by me. See, now we are connected again. Otherwise, you're going to have some man and woman stand by you for a time, and they may change their mind about you. Maybe you get lucky, or maybe, I don't know if it's luck or not, for a lifetime, and then they die, and all of a sudden, oh, they left me. Or they they change their mind about you and you get a divorce. Oh, I thought you were going to stand by me all my life, but they don't. It's just, it's like that. But the Lord, this relationship, the Lord stand by us forever. Once He solidifies the deal, you come in through a bona fide guru, who is the Lord is standing by them. They're the example, and then you get liberated by their mercy, and you become naturally all because of my Guru Dev. I wouldn't have had this. It's not like a blind belief. No, amen. I know I wouldn't be there here now if it wasn't like that. I got the mercy of my guru, man. See, and then you teach the world how to go through the door. That's isn't that always the same real teaching? Always go through the door. The door is the devotee. The door is a devotee who the Lord is standing by them, and they prove it. Not this. The Lord's standing by me, but I can't show it to you. I don't know if they do or not. I don't know. Maybe. I don't live in doubt, man. I want to see, are you a real representative of God? Prove it, man. The book is here. I got my book. I got the map, man. Show me that you're the territory, and not the map is here and the territory is different. No, I want to see you're the territory, man. I want to see you're conclusive like the book and you're ecstatic like the book says. Otherwise, I don't know. Whoever you are doesn't care. Just go away. You know? Or give up your bullshit and come here and become a real devotee and a real spiritual master who can awaken real bhakti in others. That's how I'm feeling about it. Yeah. I don't know if everything's a love song for Krishna, but see, Matsu, now with passion in our eyes, see, there we go. Passion in our eyes. Devotees who chant the holy name in ecstasy, they become very eager to meet with Krishna, very eager for this chanting. They want more of it. Okay? And there's no way we could disguise it secret. See, again, when ecstatic love is inflamed, you cannot hide it. You cannot hide the joy of the Lord, the tears and all of that stuff. They just pour out. The mucus comes out of your nose. You can't stop it. You got to blow your nose, all this stuff. Um, so we take each other's hand because we seem to understand the urgency. That's pretty good. Have to think about that one for a while. Some say I don't need to prove anything. My relationship with the Lord is so confidential that it's not your business. What is this here? Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. But then they're not teaching. They're not teaching the way Lord Chaitanya taught. The Lord wanted the people to have that relationship too. But if you don't see a role model, why do you go to a movie? You go to see a woman loving a man, and you get to see some intimate dealings, right? But the cause is what? Lust, right? Oh, you ever go to a movie and see a beautiful man and woman? You know, you got and they're getting real intimate and everything, and you feel real attracted and lusty. Yeah. Well, what are you doing? You're seeing the material bodies, right? Interacting. You get the feeling, right? Well, you got to see a devotee worshiping the Lord in ecstasy with loving, ecstatic, pure feelings, and then that awakens, it arises in your heart. If you don't see that, then it doesn't no pure love will arise in you. It can't, because you're not. You got to also see that. See, just like in the world, you want lust to arise, you got to go to a movie, and see the man and woman intimately, skin to skin, and doing all these romantic, sensual things, and all of a sudden you get very. I mean, that's what pornography is about, isn't it? So the same kind of thing is in worship of the Lord, but it's pure. There's no fault in it. It's the example the world needs to develop this relationship and transcend the material world of birth and death and disease and old age. With my body and soul, I want you more. See, with my body and soul, I want you more than you'll ever know. Yeah, the only difference here, with my body and soul, I want you more than you ever know. See, but you see, body and soul. So this is inconclusive in that way. See, the devotee, their body is their soul. Okay, soul body. See, but in the world, there's a body, and their soul. See, their soul is lust. Okay, with my body and my soul, which is lusty feeling. Okay, now in the self-realizer, the soul is the body of a devotee, their soul. See, and with their soul is that desire. See, that desire is pure. It's pure because it's on the Supreme Lord. See, and do you notice that's that devotion? See, with my soul, that devotion. See, I want you more than you'll ever know. See, isn't that what Krishna said? Isn't that what Rukmini said? Krishna, you will never know how much I want you, how much your devotees want you, unless you take the position of a devotee and see how it is to love you. You see how conclusive this is when you turn it onto the truth? You turn it into the truth, towards the truth, and then it's conclusive, it's beautiful. See? That's exactly what Rukmini told Krishna. You'll never know how I love you unless you take the position of a devotee. So we'll just let it go. Don't be afraid to lose control. So we'll just let it go. That's surrender, just naturally. So we'll just let it go and don't be afraid to lose control. The, you notice? I remember, for example, practically, Shama Sundari, who's probably still here, she's afraid to lose control because she's getting so ecstatic. She has that tendency to get really ecstatic, and she'd be a little afraid. I don't know if I should lose control because I got things to do and all of that stuff. Don't be afraid to lose it. No, yes, I know what's on your mind. Yeah. Isn't that what you just said? Okay. Yeah. Surrendered heart sees and hears Krishna and everything. Okay. Just remember, you're the one thing I can't get enough of. And that's it. This is like, when I hear that, it's like, yeah, that's how it is with this relationship with the Lord. Just can't get enough. Ask any of the awakened devotees here. You want more. Never fully satisfied, but you're satisfied, but never you want more. See, that's what spurs on the relationship forever. So when that happens here, when you look at say food or something material that's like to do with sense gratification, it's a similar thing. Uh, yeah, if you're too addicted, you can't get enough of it. I was in this convenience store. It's like a 7-Eleven, and there were these two really fat people, really fat ladies, and I could tell they could never get enough of the food. They're sitting there before I mean, I wish I could have just, I don't know. Anyway, I'll pray for them. But they had this food and they couldn't even wait to pay for it. They were just gobbling it up and they were looking at the shelves for they're eating anything and everything. They're looking, how about this? Like these jelly donuts, all that crap they have in these convenience stores. They didn't even think like, is this good for me? And they just think, ooh, their senses were like out of control. Ooh, listen, they're picking this up, open the package and start eating it like, and they were like huge. See, so that's the material energy. Dangerous sometimes. Some people, it's never enough, but then they end up having the problems. They end up probably getting belly aches and upset stomachs and diseases and all kinds of horrible things. Now with Krishna, it's similar. Radha and Krishna never get enough, but it's karma free, karma busting. It busts your karma, man. Just prema, boom, never enough, but it's beautiful. It's perfect. No bellyache, no diseases. If anything, it ends your disease of birth and death. So I'll tell you something. This could be love because I've searched through every open door till I found the truth, and I owe it all to you. See, every open door. That's the world. That's the Maya. Come on in this door, right? Search through every open door. I'm Guru Dave. Come in this door. You go in there for long enough, you find you didn't get the cheese, man. The cheese is love of God. See? Searching from this open door, this open door. But where does it lead? Does it lead to love of God? A lot of times you don't even know. It leads this way, that way. You're searching, searching, searching all over the universe. In this body, that body, and every open door. See? Till I found the truth. See? I found the truth. What is the truth? Devotion to God. And I owe it all to you. If you don't have that already, it's Guru Dave. Ask my real disciples who have love of God. Prema. They'll tell you. They know. See? I owe it all to you. So all devotees. The only, why, even though I haven't had, who I would say, I've been initiated 5 times. And I can't say they were actually could add anything to me, not even one. But I know this because it had previous lives. It had to be. Otherwise, I can't know this. And shows that it's bona fide because you're getting love of God, just like Jesus. Nobody knows his guru is. He didn't have anybody. He was just already from a previous existence, life. Yeah. He came in qualified. And still, people who went through him who didn't have such qualification, such an order, blessing from God, anointing, they came through him and they got God. And they said, I owe it all to Christ. That's a bona fide spiritual master. You need a living one to really go deep in that, unless you have it from your previous life. And when you do, it spontaneously awakens easily. As soon as you're in touch with a scripture or a real devotee, it can awaken. A devotional play. I remember I would watch these movies. I didn't know anything. I just watch a movie about St. Francis, and boom, I felt the bhakti. I renounced the world like this. Watching St. Francis. I just renounced the world. I just gave everything away and traveled all over the United States for a whole month. These things happen like that. Those who get this gift here by coming this way, it'll be the same for you. You won't when you come into this next life, it'll just awaken for you. I mean, if you come here, I don't know. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. We're all here for this special event here. This is a special event, the apocalypse. Yeah, it had to come for this event, man. This is like a right out of the pastimes of Bhagavatam. This is a Bhagavatam pastime, man. Chaitanya Leela pastime. Who knows what kind of thing's going to come from this? What kind of Leela, colorful Leela is going to happen? It's already colorful enough, huh? You should drink coffee every day. I do. Thanks for the blessing. Thanks for your blessing there, Dramana. I'll drink to that. All right, man. I got to take a little break, I think. I hope you found this valuable. So I'll be back a little bit later. Hare Krishna, everybody. See ya. So that does make me an addict? Yeah, it does. Yeah. So you're going to lose faith because I'm addicted to coffee? You can be addicted to a pair of shoes. You wear them long enough. You know, Speaking about that, see, if you're following the Vitae path, you'll say, oh, he's addicted to coffee. All right. Well, if this was really in the way too much, I would have to give it up. There are many stories actually in the Vedas about this, but we'll do that another time. I'll tell you one. I'll tell you one. This is in Bhakti Vinod's biography, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He met a Shiva devotee that he considered was enlightened, knew God. This Shiva devotee did japa all day long. That was his way of connecting with God. He just all day long. But he was a chain smoker. He smoked constantly, one after another, one after another, one after another. But Bhakti Vinod could tell this person has realized God. He knew, he could tell the symptoms, even though he wasn't looking because he was a chain smoker. He just did that. So anyway, Bhakti Vinod went to see him when he was ready to pass from the body, and he actually knew when he was go, the moment and everything, and he told everybody, I'm going to go at this time in this moment. And so he saw Bhakti Vinod and he said, I give you the blessing, you're going to be a great Vaishnava. And he was a Shiva devotee. And he said, I give you the blessing to be you're going to be a great Vaishnava. Okay? Great Vaishnava. And then he said, okay, I'm ready to go now. I'm going to go in a few minutes. And so he picked up his pack of cigarettes, started smoking like one after another, one after another, and then just went. Bhakti Vinod, even though Bhakti Vinod was more renounced and everything, he wasn't so renounced actually. he used to eat fish, chicken, and mutton. He didn't give it up till his later 40s or something. He wanted to be like an example of something. I don't know. he took initiation from a guru who rejected him, and at the end of his life. That's right. Holy smoke, there, Andromeda. He went up into the smoke. Yeah, he was smoking those beaties. Probably that's probably what they had back then. He was just a poor Shiva devotee, you know. Yeah, I went out to lunch with one of my neighbors. I had a neighbor here, and she's. I was wondering, okay, let me just invite her to lunch. Let's see what happens. Something inspired me to do that. So I go to lunch with this lady. Yeah, she's my age, maybe older. I don't know. She might be older. Probably older, I think. Anyway, we go to lunch, and this lady's deep. It was funny. It's like Krishna, really gave me the right inspiration. She said she went to an island, and she she said her hair stood on end. It's here over here in near Cancun, and she says her hair stood on end and everything, and she's very sensitive and she's very kind of intuitive. So I don't know. Maybe it's. And I was telling her about what I'm doing, all that. She ears perked up. So I think we have somebody, maybe a new friend here coming. Let's see. All right. So we'll end the stream now. Thank you very much.